Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Stalker of the Week, which is a bit of a special reading. Let me start by just laying out what Stalker of the Week is for those of you who do not know it. It's a collective reading I do on a particular energy that has shown up repeatedly in the zodiac readings, and I'm basing this one on the mid-monthly readings, and it's a particular stalker I'm going to talk about, and I'm gonna give you the information in a minute here. But as always, because it is our collective readings, take what resonates, leave behind the rest. What we're talking about here is actually from the keynote deck that I have that I made a long time ago, just to help me sometimes zoom in on collective readings once in a while. Well, zodiac readings, general readings. I decided to use it for the mid-monthly readings. And a card that kept showing up is From Victim to SurTHRIVER. We're going to do a reading on this because we just are, right? I've decided to dedicate this reading to a keynote, yes. And we're using tarot, of course, an archetype, and probably one from another keynote here. But what do I mean when I talk about From Victim to SurTHRIVER? It's basically a conversation topic, a topic about going from feeling victimized. And what is a victimized feeling? It's feeling powerless, having felt being put in a position where you were powerless. And then coming out of the situation where you felt as though you were a victim. There are a lot of emotional turmoil you have to go through following such a situation. And there's not one way of feeling like a victim. It's just any kind of situation where you have felt powerless and shocked, and it was unbelievable the way you were treated. There are emotions that need to be dealt with. Then you go from being a victim to being a survivor. That's the typical phrase you hear, like, I'm a survivor, I'm a survivor. But you got to remember the power that words hold over you. There's a label attached to being a victim in the same way there's a power attached to being in the label of being a survivor. Whenever you are referring to yourself as a survivor, there's been arguments saying that some people have argumented that you may still be caught up in that victim mentality. So to be a survivor is about coming out on the other side, basically, where you survived. You were a victim, you survived a situation where you were feeling powerless. And through hard work and dedication, you are now thriving. You are living in the present moment, where following hard work of taking back your power, it doesn't have the toxic situation there doesn't have the same hold on you as it did before. That is what's in this, going from being a victim to a survivor. We're going to look into it, right? Just do a collective on it, see if there's anything in it. So this reading will be for you who can identify as having felt as though you were in a situation where you were powerless, or you came out and you started saying, I'm a survivor. Or if you just want some cool entertainment, I don't know. Take what you can from what you want from this reading, right? Let's get to it. Just wanted to give out the background here. I am also doing after this reading, I will probably do a Empress as well. But we're definitely doing this one, right? For messages for the collective. Messages for the collective here. Messages for the collective. Let me just do the shuffles here. Regarding from being a victim to being a survivor. By the way, guys, I just want to point out I'm not an expert in the topic itself about healing emotional trauma. It's just tarot reading. All right, it's a tarot reading. Let's start by seeing what message do you bring other than being a victim. What message in regards to the collective here? Tell me more. Ten of Wands. There's something here that's very heavy for you to carry with you, and it is this part here. There we have the Empress, right? So we are definitely doing the Empress. The part here, those lessons, those experiences, let's say like that, those experiences are weighing heavy on your back. They are karmic in the sense that they are pulling you back. As I just went through here, being in this mentality of being a victim to being a victim, it helps. All right, I'm not going to shame anyone, but it's help. There's power in words, as I said. There's power in words, and sometimes people need that label there to pull through. All right, there's no shaming here. But I'm just saying, in this case here, with this reading here, at this, whenever this may play out for some people, right? This tends to be relevant for people who are near the end of the journey, let's say like that. Especially that comes up with the Judgment as well. That's near the end of the journey. That's having been through it. That's seeing things clearly as well. And also understanding how words can hold power over you. That's why you may sometimes hear some spiritual leaders say that, or people, life healers or whatever, say that labels or why do we have labels? Well, we have labels for many things. I'm a believer in labels because they have a purpose, but they hold power, right? They hold power, so they shape the reality. But here it's about seeing it clearly as well. And with the Empress, it's also about taking back your feminine power, because of course it tends to be the feminine that there's a victim, right? Gender does not matter here, but it's just that the energy of giving too much of yourself. But it's also, with the Empress energy, is about using love, forgiveness, compassion to break free from narratives that actually you may sometimes give too much power to, right? To break free. Sorry, I became a little bit conscious here because I get, all right, I'm really testing the waters here, right? But you take what you want from this, right? But you can use that Empress energy here to give compassion to yourself and show forgiveness to yourself as well, right? Remember, when it comes to, especially, oh gosh, when it comes to talking about victims, right? The worst thing one can ever do is shame. That's so fun. I wrote victim. Apparently I can't spell either. Anywho, I really guess though I'm walking in troubled water. I'm engaging with something a little bit dangerous here. So you take what you want from it, right? Take what you want. People, we heal in different ways. We have different tempos. We have different timelines. Some people say, but it's just we have different. We're different people. Some are quicker than others. Takes time. If you've been in situations where you felt completely helpless, or you felt when you look back at it, you found yourself in a situation where you were lost for words because it was just unbelievable. It takes time to pull through that, right? But the message here is to use your kind, nurturing nature that is in you. Don't let it go cold. It is in you here to pull back the experiences that are holding you back here into the light and work with it. It's not going to be easy. Right? There we have it. This is the forgiveness. This is the venom. This is the negative mindset of the memories of all the negativity that was holding you back. It's turning it into nectar. And what's nectar? Well, that's the opposite of venom in this case. It's turning it into love. In whatever way you want that message to sound like to you. I can't communicate clearly today, huh? To turn it into love. Remember, when we forgive for ourselves. The reason why we forgive is to release and let go, so that the person we are, or the situation that we are holding anger towards, don't contaminate our hearts, right? Forgiveness is about releasing a person or a situation from the hatred that's in our heart. And when we forgive, we release. It is so difficult, but that's the message. There's such a beautiful movie with Tom Hanks in it. Something about neighbors. Where that quote is, where I got that saying. Forgiveness is about releasing someone from the hatred that we feel in our heart. So beautiful. Anywho, how is it playing out in your life? How is it playing out in your life? Strength. And the star underneath here. This could have to do with your levels of confidence. Whatever happened, whatever went down, it could have affected, often here. It could have affected your belief in yourself. Confidence and self-esteem, both. In this case, it may more also be about your self-esteem. With the Empress here, there could have been an invasion of your boundaries. Remember, what do we have boundaries for? Boundaries are what we use also to assert ourselves. Now, I ain't no expert on this topic. In this case, I'm gonna call them an ego. Ego boundaries, I don't know. Probably wrong in that case if we're gonna go scientific or anything. But boundaries are here. We have boundaries because we need to assert ourselves. Oh my God. See, I can't probably speak. That's also why we have boundaries. Boundaries are about putting structure, putting things into words, having a language which we can use to speak, which we can use to communicate, so which we can use to convey messages. Right? And when we communicate with each other, we engage with each other, we feel we become part of a whole. And remember, communication is not just about, speaking, it's also sign language. It's all forms of communication here. When there's silence, there's no form of communication. You can't stop. Where are you? Where are you, basically? Right? You kind of like disappear. But the way it plays out in your life is that it's about having belief in yourself, in terms of that you have what it takes to be chosen. To be chosen. And that you are also capable of making decisions that are valid for the road forward. With the orphan here, I got like a smack in my heart with being chosen. The orphan was not chosen. The orphan was abandoned. This is the archetype energy of an orphan that was abandoned in times of need. There was no one to guide. It is an experience of being completely and utterly alone. Whether you were, maybe you were, maybe you weren't, right? It's just I'm talking here about the experience, the personal experience of feeling abandoned in a time when you needed someone there. Most likely in regards to a particular person, right? With the orphan, it can be both the mother and the father as an archetype, right? With the Empress here being the mother. With the mother being having your emotional needs being neglected. For some of you, it could have been that in a situation in the past. Some of you, you could have had your physical needs. Yeah, physical needs also, but just in neglect. And right now, I'm gonna talk a little about having your emotional needs neglected. Having your emotional needs neglected is being invalidated, basically. You may be recognized for your presence. But what you contribute, what you have to contribute with, may have been invalidated. And that can make someone feel worthless. And that can affect your self-esteem. And that then in return can affect your self-confidence, which is your belief in yourself and your ability to make decisions because you believe that you have something to give to the world or to just bring to the table here. That's what devaluation does. Can do. Can make someone feel worthless. With the orphan showing up like this, And the venom showing up like this, it has healed. That wound of being abandoned has healed. Now it's always going to be there, right? That's the same. It's because your experiences would always be part of you. They make you who you are. You can pull upon them as part of your experience. You can pull upon them in ways where you can pull upon them to make better decisions, basically, right? It's a radical acceptance of where you come from, what you experience, because you can't go back in time, right? No one can go back in time and then change it. You can waste time wishing that you were capable of going back in time, right? That's also part of the journey here. Where you go from having to acknowledge what went down and then fully accept it and not feel stupid, because that's part of probably stages in that journey there. I can imagine one of them being, feel so stupid. I should have done. Yeah, but you didn't. And so what you can change is the present moment here, right? But it's easier said than done. For you, it shows up as healed. For others who are going through it, it will take time. That's the healing here. That's the choice of choosing yourself. Making yourself available emotionally to yourself and your intuition. That's how you close out a karmic cycle, by the way. But here it's about feeling worthy enough to be chosen. And then it comes to how you make plans, right? Let's pull up this one here. What is it plays out? How is this? What role does it play in your life right now? A people pleaser and originality. It's time to dare experience new life experience where you put your own needs first. In ways where you're still, nice, right? People pleaser. And thriving. And having originality, and having your authenticity. Yeah. Life is a shared experience where we bond and make memories as a team. Where we join in new groups, where we can open up to others, and where we can be dare to be vulnerable. But when it comes here to you, it's about people pleaser. That's interesting. Show me more about that people pleaser. Yeah, but with a people pleaser here, right? That tends to be giving into situations probably a bit too easy sometimes. There's nothing wrong with wanting to please people, wanting to give compliments, but again, look at the message. It's time to dare experience a new life experience. Just general, make room for new life experiences, where you also allow yourself to put yourself first, right? Where you assert yourself. And I also get that, especially in family here as well. And your home. So first and foremost, I get a message that some of you can just start with your own home. You can do something for yourself in your own home. Take charge. Make changes, physical changes here, right? You can do something make a change to your appearance if you like. Get a haircut if they open. Or I don't know. Just make room for an experience here for yourself where you put yourself first. Make it meaningful here, and also like you are in a positive, thriving state. Yeah. When you start seeing yourself thriving, and that you're capable of making yourself happy with meaningful experiences, you can still have it with other people, right? I don't know, become a scout or whatever. But here it's about also do something for yourself. You have a potentiality to share some of that originality within yourself here, to give value to yourself, not needing it. Not that I'm seeing the people pleaser here, but it's like a new start here. So what's your role in this? What is your role in this? I want to kind of quickly look into a quick look into the past there for that victim thing connection. Just quick. Oh, unconditional love and a rebound relationship. Okay, that's great. And a wounded feminine. Well, that surprise me. And an attachment to labels and learning and forgiving. And being a love magnet. Privacy, everything. Yeah, basically everything here, right? Unconditional love. Unconditional love says, I am connected to love, regardless of any condition. And in unconditional love, I am free. Love is the ability also to let go. To let go. To be able to let go. And rebound. People were created to be loved. Things were created to be used. The reason why the world is in chaos is because things are being loved and people are being used. Dalai Lama. That's the rebound relationship for you there. My opinion, of course. Sucks. But, you know. So some of you could have found yourself in a rebound relationship when you may have experienced unconditional love from you, right? And what you probably were, you were probably a tool. That's so brutal to say, but that's what I'm saying here. A wounded feminine has a people pleaser. She can feel powerless, confused, desperate, seeking for validation. She feels abandoned and feels unworthy. She feels shame and she struggles to say no. That's probably everything I went through. That's why she probably can allow herself here to say yes to go into a rebound. And why we have attachment to labels is because the ego mind needs identification. It cannot stand the idea of just being and doing without a label or a role. It loves to define what we are and what we are not. Yes, and that's why I embrace the ego. Without it, we cannot have, because we need that. We need those labels here also to point people out for their responsibilities. If people disengage or detach from labels, you can't call them out on their shit. And how the hell are you going to take them to court, right? Meaning, how can you hold them accountable? It's just a matter of not putting people into a box if they do not want to be in that box. So it's a voluntary saying yes to the position. Anywho, what do we have here? What's your role in this? You're cleaning. You're cleaning out your space here. Yeah, you're letting go and you're getting ready for a new start here, right? Nine of Wands, the Death, and the Fool. I don't really feel as though that's much to say. But we have here, you're reaching out. You're probably also giving of yourself. What are you giving here? Of your body. It's time to stop giving of your body to people here. If you don't, giving of your body, giving up that cup there. I did another one with cups here a minute ago. Yeah, giving too much of yourself. But your role in it is that you may give so much of yourself at night here. So for people to have get their shit done, get their little whoopty, and then they abandon you with having a carefree experience from it. All they got was this, eureka, a small death, a small euphoria, and then they just abandon you. That's the rebound. They come into your bed. You give your body, they take. You have a fucked up night's sleep. But what are you blind to in this one? You can make it positive, right? You coming to peace and coming to terms with this and seeing things clearly. What are you blind to in this situation? Does someone just use people to get what it is that they want? I feel like I am. Sorry, I have a feeling as though I'm calling someone out here, but let's not go there. What you don't see here is that someone here is actually they are creating in ways where they get what it is that they get what they want. Can it really be that someone here is about to take responsibility for the neglect that they have placed upon I don't know, maybe. It could be. It could be. Judgment is also reconciliation energy, but you know what? We have all fucked up. We have all made mistakes. There are probably a lot of people done this. Also watching tarot. It's about taking accountability, right? Well, let's see what that's four wands about. Someone here, what you're blind to is that someone here is getting a wish fulfillment, and they are creating something here. And they're choosing a very, very stable commitment. Someone here is getting a new beginning. It could be you. Let's just say it's you. That something here is coming towards you, could help you move forward here. If you're being rejected by someone here, it may be that they are creating a new life on their own. Well, let's see. What can you control? This is out of your control, right? So, what can you control? What's your strength here? What you can control is how you manage your emotions in situations where shit is going down. This is karmic. This is about you pulling back on your stop, chase, don't chase. Don't chase. Don't chase. What you can control is stay clear of the drama. Drama queens kept showing up in the readings as well. Stay clear of the drama. Don't return to a fight you cannot win. There's no point. This is what you can control in general. Probably also in the future here, right? Because there's heaviness here. Right? There's heaviness. Someone could also be pregnant. I hope not, but you know. But release and let pain guide you. Stop trying to force a bridge, but use your emotional strength here, right? To come into this thriving energy that you have within yourself and just walk over the bridge. When there's situations where you cannot, there's nothing you can do, and all you see is just headaches and heaviness, walk away. Walk into the future. Use whatever you have, emotional strength, to walk through. And if you really, if any of you are going through something very, 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 very heavy, it's okay to reach out for help, and then reach out for help, because the King of Cups is also my therapy card. He's my drama queen, but he's also my therapy card. Yeah, this is done. This has reached the end. This is about learning to ask, or asking new questions regarding partnerships here, and regarding the tension. Is someone here finding comfort in drama? In that case, it's time to take a deep critical look into see what kind of attachment patterns could be affecting the situation, right? If you thrive in drama, you will get drama. Well, right now, as it shows up here, right, in your life, the message here in your life is that someone is in a positive state where they can find, there's a peace, right, where you can start to grow, and you can get the space you need to work on yourself. So please do not allow anyone to come in here, especially with this. I mean, if you're working on yourself, right, if you're really working on yourself and you're trying to break away from a pattern of feeling used, that's personal advice, yes. Only personal advice. Do not engage with new connections until you have a somewhat clear awareness of how you go into relationships, so you can recognize red flags. Personal opinion, right? Most likely outcome here in this situation. Most likely outcome in this situation. Okay, guys, you can always do whatever you want. Most likely outcome in this situation. The Tower. Five of Pentacles. The Hangman. Something is being released. I keep getting lately that if any of you have been in a rebound relationship, someone may be returning right now to someone else, to the person they were in separation from. That's a reason why I think it was like last year in all the readings I was saying, if you with someone and they are in a relationship, make sure they are divorced. Kept repeating, saying it again and again and again. People who are separated are not divorced. People who are separated sometimes come back together. Yeah, anyway, there's a tower here. And Thanatos, this is ending. You see, this is something being left out in the cold. It's done. Someone got what they wanted, and they have left the building. And if they have been a real jerk, they could have probably managed to get into someone's head here, and giving them dreams. And because of that, they are holding on to those dreams even in silence, and they are just, yeah, that's not good. You know, guys, for those of you, I feel as though I've just described the journey. For those of you who are coming out and thriving from this, right, where this is done. This is a connection this is a connection that's done. There's so much distance here. There's so much distance. This is the journey, is to not be to allow yourself to work on your emotions, so your emotions don't cloud your judgment here, and you hold on to something that's dead, something that's gone. And that can tend to happen, especially in situations where you feel as though you didn't have all the answers. There was no closure. That's one of the why I also hate ghosting. The new dating culture. What the hell is wrong with it? I was out of the game for many years. And coming in, it's like, what the hell is wrong with this modern culture? Seriously. Seriously. Ghosting here. What ghosting can do, back burner, whatever the fuck. Ghosting, back burner, breadcrumbing, whatever phrases you have nowadays. I mean, I tried one day, I had to go in and try and make a dictionary of it, because I was just, breadcrumbing is the new ghosting, or backburning is, you know what, probably also the behavioral traits you can put into toxic people. Seriously. Anyway, what they can do is that they can leave someone here feeling as though they didn't have clarity. They were like, what the hell just happened? People who ghost, who are people who have commitment issues or whatever, it doesn't really matter. People who don't feel as though they have a proper closure, they start looking everywhere else for answers, including going to tarot, because like, what the hell just happened? Yeah, well, you know what, you probably managed to find yourself in the hands of a fucktard who got into your head here and sold you not only head, heart, and sold you a dream, and now you're looking for answers, and you can get stuck in this cycle, or you can start living in the present, and along the way you will find the answers, right? You will find the answers, but most likely this is an ending. Something that's built on a false foundation is crumbling down, and that's going to be a loss. Someone here is going to be put on hold, and that's what I don't like, is this someone here feeling as though they had victory because they got what they wanted. And if we're talking about a Knight of Cups, these are not the cool ones to get, because they can come into your life. I posted one on the community section a while ago. It was like the Knight of Cups, right? How the Knights date, right? The Knight of Cups come in here and say, I cannot believe someone treated you like this. You deserve so much better. Cannot believe someone made you feel invalidated. And then they do the same thing if they're really bad, right? Well, in all cases, you can have victory if you see things clearly here. You use these experiences. Don't let them sabotage your future, right? If these fucked situations happen, and they help you grow into a SurTHRIVER. So if ever you should find yourself in a similar situation, you can recognize the red flags immediately, and you can say no in ways that may come off as cold and cynical, and I don't know. Trust me, there was a time when I myself would have looked at myself and say, why are you so cold and so cynical? Because I had friends who were like this, right? And I was like, you're all so cynical. You've got to believe in the good in everyone. I've also been through, not always like this, but you know, been through experiences where, like, you know, you become like this. Through experience, you become tough. It's just not only just through love, but also just in general in life. Life makes you tough. It's not just in love. You see, this can be in work as well, right? I've gotten tough from work. I'm more tough from work experiences than I have from from love situations. I'm far more tough there. Yeah, this is what I got here from Victim to SurTHRIVER. It's not letting the thing. It's not about becoming cynical and cold bitch, but it's about letting it give you stronger. It has unconditional love here, right? It has unconditional love. Unconditional love says I'm connected to love, regardless of any condition, and in unconditional love I am free. Unconditional love is the capacity to let go, even if you fell in love with a jerk, right? Because it happens. People can. There's no point here in sitting and saying that, oh, it's just a rebound relationship. It didn't mean anything. Well, it may not have meant a lot to the person, but it could have meant a lot to you, right? But what I am getting here is this emotional invalidation, right? Pain, got guarded heart and closed mind. Pain changes you. It makes you trust less, overthink more, and guard your heart like a dog guarding a bone. It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. But don't let it stop you from going out and having a good time, right? It's just a matter of yeah. Don't allow these situations here like this survivor, right? A survivor can go very cold in a way where they really close their heart down, because they almost become afraid of their unconditional love. Unconditional love can be scary, but it's also beautiful. It's just a matter of learning the boundaries of it, right? Because unconditional love is not that of giving without just giving and giving and giving. Unconditional love is actually the capacity to give and also know when not to give. When not to intervene. Know when to give, know when to stop. That's unconditional love. In order to have unconditional love starts from within yourself. Someone once said. Can't remember who. You teach others how to treat you by the way you treat yourself. And if you are scared of others, maybe you're scared of yourself. Right? If you're scared of others in terms of like dating, maybe you're scared of yourself. And that's low level of confidence, right? That's a low level of confidence. If you're scared how they will treat you, you're scared of that you may not be able to identify red flags. As you can see, it's a long journey there. And with the people pleaser, one of the challenges with the people pleaser, especially get that right here, is that people pleasers, for instance, a real people pleaser will look at me and think that I am very, very, very cold. Very, very cold because I'm that brutal. But I'm assertive. I'm assertive. There's a difference, right? And then I have a harsh voice, but you know, maybe I'm hard. I don't know. But there's a difference between being a bitch and being assertive, and then having an opinion, right? So that's also right. It's a journey for people who are people pleasers. I've never been a people pleaser, so I don't know that journey. But it's been one of the biggest struggles in my life. I have never been a people pleaser. Sometimes life would be easier if you're just a people pleaser, but then again, no, it really wouldn't, because the journey out of being a people pleaser is not always a fun one, because there you have to learn to assert yourself and speak up. And I have heard that's not a fun. That takes time. That's what I have for you guys. Take it, leave it, do it what you want. Take care. Ciao.